What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and as I promised in a previous video, my friends, I wanted to continue to bring you some farming areas where I've had some really great luck getting some amazing gear. Now, the other good thing is that if you happen to be a solo player like myself, you can get through this thing pretty quick on your own, and not only that, it is a great way to get a ton of loot in a short amount of time. And if you're making your way to endgame like I am, I'm sure you've encountered situations where you're like, well, I really need to get myself some better gear, I need better armor, maybe a better weapon, whatever it is. And this is one of those spots you can hit up really quick, get some stuff. And not only that, and most of you know this by now, but the world difficulty that you choose at this point in the game, and keep in mind I'm talking about before you get to endgame, but the world tier that you play on will have no effect whatsoever on the quality of the loot that you're getting or the legendary drop rate itself. So you can play on world tier 1 or 2, it does not matter, my friends. The most important thing is being efficient with your time. With all that being said, let's get into the farming area itself. You can see we're going to the ruins of Eridu. It's on the southern part of the map, pretty far south from Kyovashad, which is where you start off in the game. And once you get to this spot and you step foot in that dungeon, you are going to be met with mob after mob of enemies. We're talking at least a dozen elites minimum. And as I said previously, you're not only going to be getting high-end gear, but you can see here we get legendaries as well. You can also see it is on world tier 1. So as I said earlier, you can usually get through this thing pretty quick. On average, I think for me, it takes me anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how quickly I'm moving through the dungeon. And I know there are a lot of people out there who can get through it much faster than myself. But once again, for those of you just starting off, this is a great place to hit up in the game. Now, if you're not at this point in the game, meaning you haven't progressed to the point you can get to this location, I'm going to leave a few links in the description down below. That will take you to 2 previous videos I put together, which are very, very early game farming videos. Once again, you can get some high-end gear, legendary as well. Now, as I start to wrap this thing up, there happen to be 2 things I want to mention really quick. First of all is how to properly reset the dungeon so you can farm this spot over and over. So you open up your map, you go to leave dungeon, and once you're outside, that is when you're going to completely exit out of the game, and then you will rejoin the game. And when you do so, you'll be put right back at the beginning of the dungeon. So then, my friends, it will reset everything, and you can rinse and repeat this as many times in a row as you like. Last but not least, my friends, and chances are most of you know this, but this is only going to be a method you use until you get to endgame, because once those end credits roll, that's when so many different things open up in the game. We're talking about nightmare dungeons, a bunch of other stuff, but in the meantime, it's a great way to farm for loot, and I sincerely hope it helps you out. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel. Now, we do have giveaways here. You can see on screen our current one is for an Xbox Series S. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced August 1st of this year. On that note, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of gameplay footage. You'll see some more legendaries drop. As I said before, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And as I mention at the end of every video I put together, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could do me a favor and hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.